This is the Iowa Weather Report for Friday, January 1st, 2016, and now our first look at the 0Z GFS Model Run at noon today. I have a flow coming out of the north and west, and that's going to keep our temperatures a little bit chilly, at least for this time of the year. It's actually fairly seasonal, with highs in the 20s to around 30 degrees. We have a storm system, kind of a bit of an upper level feature out west that's keeping the cold air, kind of filtering it into the Intermountain West. But around here we have a system moving through the Great Lakes late tonight and especially into this weekend that'll drop our temperatures down a little bit, especially on Sunday. It's going to keep all the precipitation along the Great Lakes. But here on Saturday, as you see here, it'll be mainly sunny with highs in the 20s to lower 30s, warmest southwest, coolest to the north and east. Then that system goes through the Great Lakes, as I mentioned. There could be a few extra clouds in our northeastern counties. The northerly winds will be coming in, so temperatures will be a few degrees cooler as we look into Sunday, but no chance of any precipitation. As we move into Monday, that system is now off to our east, still rather cool. We're not saying extremely cold, but highs in the 20s to around 30 and lows in the teens or so. Warm air starts to build over the west, and you see a storm system over the southwest and into the southern Rockies at this point. That's our next weather system they're going to have to watch, along with the system that's behind it that's crashing into the west coast at this point as we move into the middle of the week. You'll see here on Wednesday, winds are out of the southwest. That should boost our temperatures up into the upper 20s to middle 30s. It'll be tempered down because of the snowpack. Could see some isolated rain or snow showers by late Wednesday, mainly into Wednesday night and into Thursday. Some cold air is going to try and filter in, so most of this precipitation on Thursday will likely be in the form of snow or possibly sleet. Rain and maybe even a few thunderstorms down across Texas and Oklahoma, where they've had just quite a bit of precipitation down there. That system is going to be over just to our south. You see that with the upper level feature over the middle Mississippi River Valley, but then there's one hanging back over the south and west. We have our first one. That's going to be coming in maybe at the end of the week and into most likely the following weekend. And then this system to our southwest will skip the state, but this one in the southwest is going to bring the cold air down that you see just to our north. And you see that here as we move into the extended period on the 12th of January. The cold air is situated in, you could pretty much call this the polar vortex over the area, but it's not very big. It's kind of like an offshoot coming down. A lot of cold air underneath it, a lot of clouds, some flurry activity. It'll be very dry, so a lot of this snow will likely be very light. Flurry activity, maybe snow showers, lots of snow maybe across the northeast. And then as we move to the end of the forecast on the 16th of January, the flow still kind of coming out of the northwest. We have a trough axis that's moving in from the west and northwest, so that likely is going to reinforce the cold air. After a slight moderation, you see a high pressure coming into the Dakotas, maybe a little bit of snow activity, not a whole lot, because a lot of the moisture is going to be taken by this storm moving along the Gulf Coast, which could produce some more flooding rains across the Gulf Coast and down into Florida. Satellite image from last evening pretty much shows the subtropical jet coming up through Old Mexico into Texas and across the south and east. Around here, it's just mainly quiet, and mainly quiet to our west as well, with the next storm just off the coast. Watch warning map from last evening. Some winter weather issues across the eastern Great Lakes, including the Tuggiel Plateau, where there's a lake effect snow warning. Some winter weather in southwest Texas, and some fog issues across the north and west. The QPF chart. Precipitation over the next 5 days. This goes through Tuesday evening at 6 o'clock. Shows nothing here. Nothing happening. Mainly across the southern tier of the country, where there could be at least a half an inch to an inch of liquid.